So this one is a little tough because I like Reese. I have no major issues with Reese. I am not a big fan of her either. I don't really follow her videos too much, but boy, gotta give her this. Reese will tell you most of the truth here and there. So what happened? Well, recently she admitted she was getting high on the gummies. I am really out of it, so I have no idea what the gummies are. I have to look it up. So the gummies are some potent drugs. Now you might think, well, she was in Scientology, she's recovering, she was in a cult. Let's be careful. I really don't look down upon people who take drugs. I'm not a very drug person myself, but, you do you. Do whatever you want to do. The problem is, she was doing this with a recovery expert, or alleged recovery expert who helps people recovering from drugs. And his name was Tommy, so that's a whole other scandal. But I just want to reflect on a very puzzling paradox. Now, I do think Aaron is pretty greedy. However, I think even people who criticize Aaron have gone a little too far that he's always money grubbing and he steals all the money, he hoards all the money. Now, occasionally he's generous. How do I know this? Because he did offer Reese apparently a place to stay. Now, their relationship is kind of weird and strange. What happened was Reese was feeding information to Aaron while she was in Scientology. So she was a spy and she was supposed to stay anonymous, but Aaron, being the idiot he is, gave out her identity. So it wasn't very hard for the Scientology people to figure out, oh, you're the spy, and forced her out of the organization. So there you go. Brilliant spy plan. And when you think about it, it could have gone really bad. The Scientology people can be very dangerous. So, yeah, that was insane. To be fair to Aaron, apparently he offered Reese a place to stay and presumably no rent, because rent money nowadays is no joke. You can say, oh, it's one generous act. But now you piece it together, it's like, oh, I think I know what Aaron was trying to do. It's actually very clever. The issue with Aaron is he gets caught in all these scandals. But as soon as he gets caught, he starts attacking and discrediting other people for whatever they've done wrong, whether in Scientology or out of Scientology. So it's like, I think I know what the plan was. And again, to be fair, maybe Aaron did not do or plan anything sinister, but it is kind of a backup emergency plan just in case. Because again, Reese will sometimes give a little bit too much information for free. She'll just freely give you some information that might be devastating to Aaron. If Reese had taken up the offer, she didn't. I think she did stay with him for a little bit, but then she has her own place. If Reese had stayed with Aaron, you could imagine what would have happened, because Aaron has admitted to this. He takes drugs too. Not too many, but he's a regular consumer of the drugs. I can only imagine that if Reese found anything devastating on Aaron that could be embarrassing, well, she's neutralized. Because obviously if she's taking a ton of drugs, putting aside criminal charges, it just looks bad. She's associating with a recovery expert who's helping people. And Tommy is a whole other mess. He has a long criminal record. It's very weird and strange with him. So you kind of see what Aaron is doing. He commits these crimes and scandals. But then he, quote, helps his friends. They get caught up in their own crimes and scandals. So now they all look bad. Now this doesn't make Aaron look good. But now if you tattle or rat on him or snitch on him, he looks relatively not too bad. And Reese, as far as I know, is just what she is. She's a nice, decent woman. She's had some bad experiences in Scientology. She got out. It's fine. She's not a saint. But here's the thing. She's on the SPTV Foundation, which is not a real foundation. It's not a real charity. I kept thinking to myself, why Reese? I guess because she's very personable. She's good with communicating ideas. But I'm like, oh, I see. So it's pretty clear Aaron is mapping out. Yeah, he's going to have you close to him. You can be his friend. But he's always going to try to put you in a scandal or criminal activity so you look really bad, so you can be vulnerable to legal attack and or a PR attack. Again, I'm speculating. Maybe he was actually being generous and offering Reese a place to stay. But I think more critically, oh, I see. Let nature take its course. She'd be there, get comfortable. They'd start taking drugs. And now Aaron has all this evidence of, Reese is not exactly an angel. She betrayed Scientology. She betrayed me, guys. So yes, she's giving out information to the communities. But let's ask, who is Reese? Can she really be trusted? Who says we can trust Reese? And it's like you gave her the credibility, didn't you? No. I think people misunderstand me and Reese. Yes, she was my spy, but I really don't know her. And so on and so forth. And he's just done this months and months and months former friends and allies that he was fine with for years and years, suddenly they have no credibility because they might turn against him. Call me crazy, but I'm sensing a pattern here with a very narcissistic and abusive person. But again, maybe he was being generous, but I have my suspicions.